Nichelle Nichols, who played Lieutenant Uhura on Star Trek, revealed her discrimination and challenges before her death. Her disclosure has disclosed a previously unknown aspect of Star Trek after years of silence. Join us as we reveal Star Trek set events. Hidden Star Trek difficulties. Star Trek launched in 1966, introducing viewers to a fascinating science fiction world where people from all backgrounds worked together. Lieutenant Uhura, played by Nichelle Nichols, was a key member of this diverse crew. While sitting at the communications station in her red suit, she was noted for her calmness, capability, and dignity. Nichols' performance was noteworthy as a spacecraft character and as a turning point in American television. Nichols shattered preconceptions of black women during a time when they were often painted negatively. Uhura was not a maid or minor character. Instead, she was a team asset. This was a historical breakthrough. Nichols was one of the first black women in a major TV drama whose character was not based on race or class. Uhura inspired many viewers, especially young black females, to succeed. She showed that people like them could take tremendous measures. In subsequent years, Nichols commented about her set work. She shared her story. Fans have long told of her behind-the-scenes struggles and harassment. Nichols verified several of these stories, revealing her troubles and the fortitude to endure. As Uhura, she had personal and representational challenges. It revolutionized many things, not just television. Young girls like Whoopi Goldberg admired her. Goldberg said Uhura showed her that black women belonged in space. Later, Mae Jemison, the first black woman in space, said Nichols inspired her. Important occurrences showed how one portrayal might change goals, generate possibilities, and change lives. It was hard for Nichols. Occasionally, she felt ignored and excluded. Her lines were routinely trimmed and she rarely appeared in promotional images. Her character received few words in scripts despite deserving a larger role. It appears some producers wanted her to be a minor character. Let's start from the beginning before we continue. Worked in a factory and was Robin's mayor-in-chief magistrate. Mother Lichelle Nichols was a housewife. Nichols requested her parents for a new name because she didn't like hers. Nichelle, meaning triumphant maiden, was suggested. The family moved to a Woodlawn apartment. Nichols graduated from Englewood High in 1951. She began ballet instruction at the Chicago Ballet Academy at 12. In Chicago, Nichols began singing and dancing professionally. She performed with Duke Ellington and Lionel Hampton across the U.S. and Canada. In 1959, she was the lead dancer in Porgy and Bess. Kicks and Company, an Oscar Brown musical that failed, drew Hugh Hefner's notice and launched her acting career. Her skills thrilled Hefner, who employed her as a singer at his Chicago Playboy Club. Nichols boosted her career by playing Carmen Jones in Chicago and Porgy and Bess in New York. Her side occupations included modeling. Nichols was on Ebony's January 1967 cover. She appeared in 2 more stories 5 years later. Still touring with Ellington and Hampton's bands. She appeared in West Coast Films' The Roar of the Grease Paint and For My People. Mr. Charlie praised her performance in James Baldwin's Blues. Nichols guest starred in a racial bias episode on Gene Roddenberry's debut series, The Lieutenant, before becoming Lieutenant Uhura in Star Trek. What made Nichols so desperate to leave Star Trek? What challenges couldn't she handle? Life-changing decision for Nichelle Nichols. On Star Trek, Nichelle Nichols played Lieutenant Uhura, and her presence was immediately noticeable. She was more than a sci-fi character. She signified growth, strength, and possibility. She confidently stood out in a diverse Starship Enterprise crew as one of the first black women in non-stereotypical roles on American TV. She looked elegant in her uniform, did her job well, and demonstrated she belonged on the bridge team and in the future. Things weren't always good privately. Nichols later admitted to feeling disappointed and upset. She felt her contribution was sometimes neglected. Her character's importance was reduced by removing lines. She felt undervalued despite her innovative work. She quit the program after a rough patch. Nichols loved stage performance. She always wanted to act on Broadway. After finishing the first season of Star Trek, she was offered a theater role. It could be time to change, she thought. After meeting Gene Roddenberry, the show's creator, she quit. He listened to her and didn't change her mind. He advised her to think about it over the weekend. He pledged to support her choice on Monday if she still felt the same. That weekend changed Nichols' life. She learned of a fan who wanted to meet her at an NAACP gala. She expected a Star Trek fan, but Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. approached her at the event. He admired her and greeted her heartily. Her job was vital for entertainment and representing Black Americans, he said. Nichols listened silently as he recounted how her appearance on the show helped children, families, and fans who wanted a brighter future. Her Star Trek role, like a protester speech, opened doors and changed viewpoints, he added. Following those statements, Nichols couldn't leave. Monday morning saw her return to Roddenberry's office. Roddenberry got emotional when she told him Dr. King's statements. He always wanted Nichols in a varied cast. He supported her when she spoke up about marginalization and let her shape her character. His support allowed her to grow. Now, inspired by Dr. King, she has the guts to stay. Roddenberry envisioned a better world. He wanted a world where race, gender, and background wouldn't prevent excellence. Nichols proved this vision possible. Her character wasn't designed to be unique. Her job performance got her there. Her intelligence, competence, and reputation were high. Roddenberry stressed this early on and gave her a major part on the show. Nichols' Star Trek tenure changed history. Her decision inspired Whoopi Goldberg, who was inspired by Uhura on TV as a child. Goldberg had never seen that depiction of a black woman. This led her to join Star Trek: The Next Generation as Guinan, a custom-made character. Mae Jemison, the first black woman in space, said Nichols helped her believe in her dream. Nichols persisted in Star Trek when things became rough because she knew it was vital. She stayed, faced hardships, and inspired others. Roddenberry and Dr. King helped her realize that her bridge position was more than a job. To shape the future. Nichols faced more problems. Other controversies hurt her career and image. The interracial kiss dispute. A 1968 televised event transformed how Americans perceived love, race, and courage. This happened in Star Trek's Plato's Stepchildren episode. The scene was brief yet had a lasting impact. Nichelle Nichols kissed William Shatner, who played Captain James T. Kirk, in this episode. This kiss was one of the first interracial kisses on American television. Tension, opposition, and bravery preceded the momentous moment. NBC worried about viewer reaction to Star Trek. A black woman and a white guy kissing on TV during a prominent time slot was too much for some people during a time of significant racial tensions in America. The network asked the cast to reshoot the scene without the kiss to avoid unfavorable effects. Both Nichols and Shatner refused to compromise. Nichols claimed Shatner sought to ruin alternate takes. He intentionally destroyed scenes by making goofy faces or staring in the wrong direction. He wanted only the kissed version to be usable. The first kiss between Uhura and Kirk had to air on NBC. The episode's November 22, 1968 airing caused a stir. But not the network's expected negative response. Many viewers liked the moment. The network received many nice letters. New and bold TV content pleased fans. They felt they saw something amazing. There were a few disgruntled people, but most saw the kiss as progress. After receiving feedback, Nichols mentioned a letter from a Southern white guy who opposed interracial relationships. Despite his convictions, the scene affected him. He used obsolete concepts to show the moment's power. Even a minor change was evident. Different from a romantic kiss. In the story, aliens mind-controlled characters to kiss. The kiss had real impact. It showed two people of different races having an intimate moment on TV without guilt or fear. This little scene broke down media barriers between black and white people. Whether viewers were ready or not, it showed global progress. Nichelle Nichols considered the kiss a meaningful moment, not just scripted. Her personal and professional success was significant. Before this point, Nichols was one of the first black women to perform a major part on TV without playing a maid or servant. Uhura was smart, respected, and vital to the crew. The kiss showed that love, respect, and connection should not be limited by race or skin color, continuing her legacy. This moment has been known as a landmark in television history and American society. This moment led young viewers to imagine a future where people of different races may be equals. They saw two celebrities bravely create something worthwhile, despite pressure and fear. Although Nichols laughed about the kiss at public events, she always remembered its significance. She realized they had made a breakthrough in a brief time on screen. They did not force or shout about it. Their steps were smooth and confident. That's what made it powerful. Nichelle Nichols, Beyond the Starship. Nichelle Nichols continued involved with Star Trek after its 1969 cancellation. She played multiple versions of Lieutenant Uhura in the franchise. Nichols voiced Uhura in The Lorelei Signal, where she led the Enterprise. Nichols remembered this occasion because she had wanted a similar opportunity in the original series, but it never materialized. Nichols remained in Star Trek beyond the animated series. She played Uhura in 6 films. Fans saw her again as the iconic communications officer in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, her final cinematic performance. Nichols published Beyond Uhura, Star Trek and Other Memories, her autobiography, in 1994. She recounted her career and exhibition experiences. She mentioned being offered a job on Mannix during the last season of Star Trek. But Gene Roddenberry wouldn't let her escape her contract. She worked in many entertainment industries between the original program and its succeeding editions despite missing out on that opportunity. Nichols played smaller roles in some movies then. She played a secretary in Dr. You've Got to Be Kidding in 1967. After that, she portrayed a harsh madam opposite Isaac Hayes in Truck Turner in 1974. This was her only blaxploitation film, but it showed her versatility and willingness to play different characters. Over time, her voice acting skills led her to work on animation projects. Her character in Futurama was part of the humorous Vice Presidential Action Rangers. In another episode, she voiced her character's head in a jar, contributing to the show's lighthearted take on historical personalities. She also portrayed Diane Maza. She is Elisa Maza's mother in Gargoyles. Nichols performed Faith Capra in Batman, the animated series, demonstrating her voice acting flexibility. In 2004, Nichols voiced herself in The Simpsons episode Simple Simpson. Her previous role was Cuba Gooding Jr.'s mom in Snow Dogs. These roles showed her longevity in pop culture and popularity among all ages. Nichols played a Nevada legal brothel owner in the 2006 indie film Lady Magdalene's. Her cinematic roles included actor, executive producer, and choreographer. Additionally, Nichols sang 3 songs in the film, 2 of which she composed, demonstrating her versatility. Nichols was impressive on stage. Chicago's Sarah Siddons Awards nominated her for Best Actress twice. Her live theater performances in Kicks and Company and The Blacks were notable. Nichols later appears regularly on NBC's Heroes. She played Nana Dawson, a strong grandmother who cares for her family after Katrina. This character was unique and allowed her to explore real-life struggles and emotions. She worked until her later years. In 2008, she played a psychiatrist in The Torturer. She played CJ, a singing and dancing company leader, in the 2009 musical sci-fi comedy The Cabinets. Nichols was energetic and full of fresh ideas in her senior years. She played Neil Winter's mother on The Young and the Restless in 2016. Her performance in the show earned her a Daytime Emmy nomination for Outstanding Guest Performer in a Drama Series, a highlight of her career. How was Nichols' co-star relationship? Was she truly accepted? Beyond acting, Nichelle Nichols considered her time on Star Trek as a bonding experience. Building meaningful relationships shaped her life. She played Lieutenant Uhura in a groundbreaking production with a diverse cast. Off-camera, her connections were sometimes easy, sometimes hard, but always important. Nichols had a complicated connection with Captain James T. Kirk, played by William Shatner. They worked well together and had memorable scenes like the interracial kiss, but their off-screen relationship was difficult. There were conflicts and misunderstandings, but they improved over time. Nichols claimed they reconciled and valued each other. The actors eventually came to appreciate one another's contributions to the show and TV history. In contrast, Nichols got along with Spock actor Leonard Nimoy. They were tight and bonded. Nimoy was kind and made Nichols feel like part of the team. He always respected and equalized her. His support was crucial for Nichols, who faced many challenges as one of the few black women in significant TV roles. She felt comfortable and acknowledged around him, which enhanced her professional confidence. George Takei, who played Sulu, helped Nichols on set. He was nice, respectful, and made the cast laugh. Even though they worked on different projects, their friendship lasted. Nichelle Nichols trusted and liked Dr. McCoy actor DeForest Kelley. He treated everyone fairly and gently, which she admired. Kelley remained composed on the show's noisy stage. He was always courteous and good-natured throughout the series. These ties affected Nichols' Star Trek career. Though she didn't get along with everyone, she made genuine friends with several actors. While some relationships formed slowly, others brought instant comfort and support. But what else did Nichols say about Star Trek? Trek actor Nichelle Nichols had a life outside the screen. She reflected on her triumphs, challenges, and impact at the end of her life. Her words comforted, her smile showed perseverance, and her presence reminded us to break boundaries gently. She often expressed her gratitude for Star Trek. Despite initial misgivings and challenges, she has no regrets about her time on the show. She knew her portrayal of Lieutenant Uhura affected society and television. She believed her contribution was vital and happy to have helped inspire hope and change. For Nichols, Uhura was just the beginning. After the show finished, she focused on space exploration. Her passion of stars went beyond performing. She wanted everyone to shape the future. She worked with NASA to diversify space. She encouraged unrealistic ambitions via leadership and advocacy. The program succeeded beyond expectations. Nichols helped NASA's talented Dr. Sally Ride and Colonel Guyon Bluford. Judith Resnick, Ronald McNair, Charles Bolden, Frederick Gregory, and Lori Garver also advanced space travel. One of Nichols' biggest accomplishments was helping them on their adventures. Though she inspired others, Nichols continued to participate in space activities. Board member, program supporter, and science and exploration advocate. She took a rare NASA journey to examine Mars and Saturn from above Earth in 2015. This was another illustration of her personal and professional ties to the stars. She appeared warmly in public in her senior years. She always welcomed her followers with joy and friendliness. Every word she spoke was hopeful. She encouraged people to keep going, welcome everyone, and believe in themselves. Her message was simple yet powerful. Keep dreaming and pushing. Nichols sang in several Star Trek episodes, exhibiting her great voice and musicianship. She released 2 albums, one of classic songs and the other exploring space and science with a modern twist. These CDs showed her versatility beyond acting. In her final comments, Nichols discussed unity and progress. She acknowledged her challenging journey but focused on the positives. It was hard, but the rewards were real. As she improved, she helped others. Her influence changed perspectives, opened minds, and shaped the future. Lady in Motion, a documentary about a lady who revolutionized space exploration, personal life, and musings, is brilliantly told. In her memoirs, Nichelle Nichols confessed she dated Star Trek founder Gene Roddenberry in the 1990s. They dated for years but broke up before the show. Nichols discovered Roddenberry was seeing Majel Hudick, who became Majel Barrett and married Roddenberry. After learning this, Nichols ended the connection. Majel Barrett played Star Trek nurse Christine Chappell. Nichols wanted to commemorate Gene Roddenberry when he was sick years later. She helped write Gene's song. She performed at his memorial. It was a touching way to say goodbye to a lifelong influence. Nichols revealed her 1959 brief but passionate romance with Sammy Davis Jr. Despite its short duration, she described it as a fascinating, intense, and memorable relationship. They married in 1951. Her first husband was dancer Foster Johnson. Son Kyle Johnson was born that year. They divorced in 1951 after a short marriage. She married Duke Mondi in 1968 and divorced in 1972 after 4 years together. Sad incidents occurred in her personal life. During the 1997 Heaven's Gate cult mass murder, her brother Thomas died. The cult timed the death to Comet Hale-Bopp's passing. Thomas mentioned being related to Nichelle in their writings after 20 years in the cult. Nichols had wonderful and exciting times despite her ups and downs. On February 29, one occurred. She met President Barack Obama in the White House in 2012. She then said that the president expressed a childhood crush on her. He admitted it when she asked. He also added that he loved Star Trek, making the experience even more remarkable for her. What was Nichols dying like, and what were her final struggles? Health and death. Nichelle Nichols had a mild stroke at home in Los Angeles in June 2015. She was transferred to a local hospital for a scan that revealed a minor stroke. She began therapy to recover. Despite having a minor stroke, it started a difficult era for her. In early 2018, she was diagnosed with dementia. This saddened her fans. She stopped attending events and being in the public glare because of this. It was hard for her because she had always been close to her admirers. The person closest to her had legal troubles at the same time. Her manager, who also cared for her, was accused of abusing in charge. In 2018, her son, Kyle Johnson, sought conservatorship to care for her and make decisions for her due to concerns regarding management. Angelique Facet, a friend, worried about Nichols' health before the court granted his motion in early 2019. Facet had problems visiting Nichols and suspected something was wrong. Fighting the conservatorship to see her pal. After being asked to vacate Nichols' guest house, the former manager sued. As of August 2021, this was still a problem. Heart failure killed 89-year-old Nichelle Nichols in Silver City, New Mexico on July 30, 2022. Her ashes were transported into space with Mahal Barrett and Douglas Trumbull to honor her outstanding science fiction and beyond work. She aimed for the stars in life and death.